Thank you for your inquiry. I've brought in a couple of people who have worked with Steve O'Donnell. So can we cut to my first guest who's going to help you? Did you see him? That's Jim Downey.
Hi, Barack.
Now, I brought one other person who worked on this Late Night with David Letterman show. Can we pan and show him? That's...
Hi, Barack.
This is Dave from Indianapolis.
Hi. Hello.
Say, Barack, honestly, you're going to have to speak at some point.
You brought a random old guy?
I am the random old guy.
How dare you? Whoa.
That's a truly wonderful clip from the wildly popular podcast Humor Me with Robert Smigel and Friends. In each episode, the acclaimed writer, producer, and actor is joined by a rotating panel of celebrity guests. They assist everyday people who want to help make something in their life, their real life, a little funnier. Be it a best man speech, an apology, or even a Tinder profile, no better choice than David Letterman to help with any of that. The host of the podcast, Emmy Award-winning writer and producer Robert Smigel joins us now. So great to see you. We're such fans.
I don't know if Letterman would be the best choice for a Tinder profile.
It would be definitely dry.
Yeah, the driest Tinder profile. Yes. Yeah. An ironic Tinder profile.
No doubt. I'd read it. I'd read it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about where the show came from. And the idea behind it. And like Jim Downey's having a moment, too. He seems to go viral every time he's on a podcast.
Yes.
But to bring in some of your friends, some of the funniest people in the business, and then help regular folks.
Well, during the pandemic, I was in charge of a show that everyone's forgotten. It was a puppet show on Fox called, I don't even remember the name of it.
Everyone, including yourself, has forgotten.
Exactly. But I had so much fun. It was the first time I had kind of supervised a sketch show in many years. And we did all our writing room stuff via Zoom. And I just had the best time. And ever since then, I was thinking, wouldn't it be great to have some sort of podcast that could recreate the magic of the writer's room, the creative process, and just see it. And then my wife came up with this idea to make it interactive and to have people call in with their specific tasks and turn it into something funny. And so it's a great way to spotlight writers that I've worked with for many years, people who've helped me with Triumph, as well as getting hilarious comedians on like Letterman, Patton Oswalt, Dave Attell, Bob Odenkirk.
Give us an example of a way that they have managed to help.
Well, the clip you saw was David Letterman and Jim Downey had worked with this writer, Steve O'Donnell, who a comedy nerd from Turkey, from Istanbul, wanted to write a fan letter to Steve O'Donnell. Turned out it was because Steve's email was online. It was like one of the only comedy writers. But I thought it would be really funny to find two experts on Steve O'Donnell to give him advice. And I just took a shot. I mean, I'd met David Letterman a few times. He's always been incredibly kind and generous. And he went for it. So no matter what else happens with the show, I got to hang out and have fun with David Letterman for 2 hours.
So the people who write in, if you get really lucky, they could have a team of world-class comedians writing their toast for a wedding, for example. What do you think has been the most fun exercise that you've had when it's come to working with your friends on one of these assignments?
Oh, well, the last show is spectacularly ridiculous. I had Patton Oswalt, Will Forte, and writer Dino Stamatopoulos, who was one of the original Conan writers, and the person wanted to speak with the late Christopher Lee, the ghost of Christopher Lee. He wanted to contact, and he said, no problem, I got that covered. I just need jokes. You know, that's happening. I'm talking to Christopher Lee. Sure. That he had planned. Okay. So not only did we, pitch ridiculous suggestions, because part of the fun of this show is that even if our pitches are bad, that's also entertaining. Because the whole, it's such an absurd pursuit. I'm going to try to make the ghost of Christopher Lee laugh. But he was serious. And then we brought on an actual medium who, through tarot cards, was trying to convince us that Christopher Lee was present and responding to our quips.
The phrase "trying to make the ghost of Christopher Lee laugh" is one that I'm definitely going to take.
Sounds like a weekly game show.
Some make it, some don't. So, Robert, a moment ago, you mentioned your alter ego, our friend.
Triumph the Insult.
There he is, Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. Here he is on the red carpet of this year's White House Correspondents' Dinner after being dispatched by The Daily Show.
Yes.
Pete Hegseth's right over there. I see him. Yeah. Can you give him his drink tickets? he asked me to pick him up for him. Hey, Pete! Pete! Where are we pre-gaming? And post-gaming? And mid-game gaming? Cheryl, what's special about this night, other than it's the only celebrity party you're invited to anymore? Bobby, please, Bobby, can I see my brother one last time? He's in your freezer.
What brings you to the White House Correspondents' Dinner?
Are you kidding? This is a wonderful night. We're honoring the First Amendment with Donald Trump. It's kind of like having Kanye come for Passover.
I mean, it's just stuff there.
The Daily Show's been great.
So, Robert, tell us a little bit more about that night.
Yeah.
Did you get any responses, any reactions from members of the Trump administration, or they just stony silence?
I have to say, to their credit, there were more people on the side, and I don't know if they knew that I was representing the Daily Show, perhaps not, but more Republicans were willing to engage with Triumph than Democrat members of the media, I'll have to say. And I'm not exactly sure what the source of that is. They're less paranoid, or they're reflective of Trump just not giving a damn what anybody thinks. But then I was there when the shots were fired. I was 50 feet away. Oof. Yeah, and that was pretty horrifying, but thank God everybody was okay, and Triumph had some funny material out of that. I remember he said to Jon Stewart, I was terrified. The last thing I wanted was for my dead carcass to be eaten by Bobby Kennedy.
You don't want to go that way. Any opportunity for a joke, the rescheduled dinner is this Friday. We'll try and
What?
It is.
I didn't know that.
Did you get the invite? It's a much
Triumph
smaller.
must be there.
A much smaller affair. Tell Triumph he's got time to take an Amtrak down and perhaps crash the proceedings.
I'm okay. We're good. Is Trump going to make a speech?
We believe so, yeah.
Okay, yeah. He was trying to reopen it that night.
He was. So yeah, it's set.
Had the speech all ready to go.
There it is. There it is. See, this is just some of what you can get. You can get Trump impersonations. You can get life lessons. You can get advice on episodes of Humor Me with Robert Smigel and friends, and get them wherever you get your podcasts. Videos of the episodes also available on the Humor Me YouTube page. Emmy Award-winning writer and producer Robert Smigel, a true pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.